Hi. This is my my conversation with you around my process with Ohia, Lehua, and Pele. Um, wow. You don't know your what you're moving through until you kind of look back over the month and pull it forward. I entered this pillar about, I want to say, around 4 days before the pillar actually began, by tuning into Hawaii and our time there last year. A flood of memories and smells. I was just having dreams and smelling the land and remember the koki. And our time together and memories. And what was really beautiful was some of the memories and egoic struggles and structures that I remember having around some relations last year in Hawaii with some of my sisters. How I've shifted, how we've shifted. Since that time, a whole year and a half ago, actually, or almost a year and a half. So that was a really fun exploration for me to move through, and that was, of course, before we started the pillar and separate of the pillar, but very relevant for how the pillar started to roll through. And I won't go into details about that too much, but I do know that my ego has shifted dramatically over this last year and change since that time, and this year being in Song of Sophia, which is really beautiful to feel. Anchor in my body, my ego shift. My sensitivities have shifted. So a lot of really beautiful remembrances came, and I could feel the land. I could feel the land as Eliza was getting settled. Just tuning in the mornings. And then during our attunement, I could feel it very strong as well. And as soon as I placed salt on the crown of my head, my crown lit on fire. And a lot of this month, my crown has been on fire. Just full fire. Talk about Pele. So she's coming in through my crown chakra a lot. And that evening, I remember, not only did my crown light a fire, she's a fire right now, just not only did my crown light a fire, but where I placed the anointing oil of Pele were just little itchy, scratchy little initiation spots. So that was really interesting. And I just find that I'm rubbing her everywhere, all of the places that not only want love, but are calling attention, like little aches and pains. My sacrum, my lower back, my lower pelvis has been achy, especially right now. I feel like my dragon tail and my mermaid tail are kind of stuck. But I've had a hard week, so I think that's me fighting some things that have come up. Like resisting tucking my tail back in versus standing a little taller in my sovereignty, which is a big theme for me this month. Hot flashes. I've had a lot of hot flashes, a lot of really warm hot flashes, like my body just flushed with heat. And a lot of prophetic dreams, really interesting prophetic dreams. I'm starting to be able to understand my dreams and or just write them down and note them and watch for little themes that start kind of connecting through my daytime consciousness and saying, okay, I understand, and I'm unlocking my dreams. And so a lot of prophecy has been coming through, which makes a lot of sense with my crown being on fire. I'm kind of reading my notes because there's so much to try to capture, right? So this was a kind of a slow roll. It felt like for me, a slow rolling fire for me. The the process that's facilitating for me is a sacred union with people, with social acceptance, with community. I'm very solid in my foundation with a sacred union with my beloved partner, and honestly, that's been a really beautiful grounding and anchoring for me to explore all of this. So when it comes to acceptance and social acceptance, people that I work with, there's a lot going on in society right now, and a lot of this for me has been about sovereignty and choices, which I think I've certainly posted in our pillar about not accepting a kitten that wanted to be controlled by the SPCA through shots and chips. And it was so in my face about how the structure of chipping and vaccinating and continue to vaccinate wanted to come into my home through this beautiful little baby. And I said no, because it's not something that I'll accept in my home or my body. And that theme blew up a little bit more for me through the yoga studio that I work with and through my city, with, I guess, numbers increasing in this country and people really buying into the fear that's being laced around it. And me standing firm in my trust of my body, my knowing that my body's safe, and how I live my life, and treat my body and my spirit, being very clear of what I will and will not do. And I've had a couple of proclamations of how far I can go with this for myself to feel free and safe in my body and sovereign in my body. And those proclamations are being tested right now through our current experience here in Orlando. So that's kind of, lighting up a couple of things for me, bringing up a little bit of anger and frustration, and I've sat with it and I've been singing into it. As I also posted, I sang a song to a brother who is pushing some buttons right now, and I'm not going to confront the situation. I'd rather sing love to it. And that was a really powerful experience for me, to sing love to a situation that's so frustrating. I don't want to be frustrated. I want to love. So that was really, really a really beautiful way to open up my channel and sing to it. So I'd say in that, the process it's facilitating is me singing as I'm looking at things. It's opened up my voice quite a lot. My voice is growing. I'm breaking ceilings. I sang to a circle of women last week during a healing ceremony with one of my singing bowls, one of my bowls. I sang healing tones, and it's almost just like a healing frequency wants to come through me right now, more than words. So I'm inviting it forward, and I'm inviting it forward more in circle. I'm also inviting it forward in my healing sessions when I'm doing the vibrational sound frequency on a body. I'm singing. Yesterday I sang to a client as if she were my daughter, as I held my hand on her heart. And it felt really beautiful to sing to her and hold the mother through me as a conduit to help her find safety in her body. And that was really powerful, to feel worthy of holding the medicine in that way. So yeah, my power center, I will say, is my heart and my voice right now. As you know, my crown has been open. I could say that that's a power center, but I feel like it's my heart and my voice is kind of becoming my power center. And I think that part of that is not only standing in my sovereignty and sharing my voice, but realizing, and this is where I feel my ego has shifted, realizing I've stepped back quite a lot on trying to tell people who I am through social media and sell myself. I've stepped back a lot more to look at how businesses or us healers or sharers of the light and guides are showing up in the world, and how it doesn't feel like it's resonating with me. So I've stepped back quite a lot to figure out how it feels for me, and I feel like this really came through in a writing one morning is I don't want to stand out. I want to stand next to. I want to hold hands with all of my sisters and brothers on this journey. And I'm kind of declaring that that's what I want to do. I want to stand next to you. I want to hold your hand and your heart and mine as we journey together to hold the world, to hold each other, to hold the planet in our healing. And so that's really coming through as something powerful of a message or something that I want to hold in my heart. I've needed support here, and I've received received a lot of support here through receiving a lot of accolades from my sisters and brothers. Like, many of my friends are stepping forward without me asking, telling me how powerful I am and how they appreciate my medicine. And I'm sitting back a little bit more and just receiving it and saying thank you and accepting it and feeling worthy of receiving it and I don't want to say using it, inviting it to hold me, to stand more firm and more powerful and taller in how I want to show up in the world. And so that's been really beautiful for me. Yeah, so my songs that are flowing through me, something I've struggled with through this whole thing, through singing Song of Self and singing in general, is trying to find my own words. And I really broke free of this pillar by not comparing my voice or my songs or my poetry or anything that I have to say or sing to others, which is really powerful for me. And just really tuning into and diving into my body and how she wants to show up in the song that wants to sing through me. And right now, that song that sings through me are tones and sounds. So I sang to a really beautiful bayou, an old Florida bayou, earlier this week, and it was amazing. And I sing every morning. Yes, and the shower is just the most powerful to me. Water has always been a really wonderful conduit, and in a bath is really nice too. But I will tune in a little bit and see what wants to sing through me now. I shared a song with you yesterday to my brother. I just felt very vulnerable, and I wanted to share it out loud with you as a way of breaking the ice, kind of, for my song. I feel nervous singing to you. I'm working on that still. So that's the glass ceiling I'm trying to continue to break. It's still breaking, right? It wants to continue. But I'm feeling pretty good. So thank you for hearing me. Let me see how this comes through now. Thank you.